Hello everyone, and welcome back to another terrible video. Today, I'm going to be comparing Overwatch heroes versus Valorant agents. Who's more smashable? Yes, this is really where I'm at now. Round 1, Omen vs Reaper. Alright, so I'm fairly certain you can't fuck Reaper given that his cells are constantly dying and then regenerating. I don't think he could really get a grip on your rod. I guess he can hold his guns, but given that he seems to summon new ones in, I don't think they're normal physical objects. Meanwhile, Omen is a phantom, but given that he can hold any gun, he can clearly physically interact with stuff, so you could definitely stroke your shit. This first round goes to Omen. Round 2, Brimstone vs Soldier 76. Now immediately, Soldier 76 has a massive advantage over Brimstone because 76 is, you know, gay. So he could probably gobble my nuts better than Brimstone. Also, something to note is that Valorant is set in the year 2050, and Brimstone is around 45 to 50 years old, meaning he's a zoomer. But he canonically doesn't understand technology, which makes absolutely no sense given that he grew up with the internet. So obviously the only rational explanation is that Brimstone has pulled a Joe Biden and has dementia. Round 2 goes to Soldier 76. Round 3, Viper vs Moira. Now both of these ladies are probably gonna experiment on me, but only one of them seems to have any sense of morality still left. Moira is just batshit insane and would probably try to turn my balls purple or something. Meanwhile, Viper is at least marginally sane. All I'm saying is that I have a chance of making it out alive if I go with Viper. Meanwhile, with Moira, well, I'll still probably be alive, just maybe I won't want to be anymore. Round 3 goes to Viper. Round 4, Hanzo vs Sova. Hanzo is constantly acting like he's better than everyone else, so I get the intense feeling no one has ever banged him. Meaning he would probably be terrible at giving head. Also, he's constantly going on and on about honor. I feel like if you tried to have sex with him, he would go on a 30-minute long rant about how his training is more important. Meanwhile, Sova definitely fucks. I mean, just look at him. He knows what he's doing. Round 4 is an easy win for Sova. Round 5, Bastion vs KO. Alright, now I love Bastion. He's my boy. Ganymede is adorable. However, he also has intense PTSD and may randomly whip out his minigun and rip you in half, which would probably not be pleasurable. Also, Bastion can't really speak, he just kinda beeps, and KO can speak. We also have no idea the level of mental maturity that Bastion has, while KO is very intelligent. All of this just makes it seem like Bastion definitely can't consent. Now, they both don't have mouths, so I guess they could only give hand jobs, but that's a fault that both of them share. Round 5 goes to KO. Round 6, Tracer vs Yoru. Now this is going to be one of the quickest rounds for one specific reason. Tracer is a lesbian, so she probably couldn't suck dick very well. However, Tracer is a very good team player, meanwhile Yoru is just an asshole who never wants to work with anyone. So his selfishness would probably get in the way, but ultimately, I have no choice but to give round 6 to Yoru. Round 7, Baptiste vs Phoenix. Okay, now let's get one thing straight. Baptiste fucks, and he fucks hard. However, Phoenix was a theater kid, and as an ex-theater kid, I can confirm theater kids are gay as hell, so they both are equal on that front. However, Baptiste has the immortality field, which has got to feel absolutely amazing. All Phoenix could really do is singe off your pubes. Baptiste also has the advantage of being pansexual, so round 7 goes to Baptiste. Round 8, Mercy vs Sage. Now, as I mentioned for Baptiste, I imagine the healing tech would probably feel borderline orgasmic. And Mercy has a staff which can beam that right into your skull. Meanwhile, Sage has some kind of innate healing power. Now, Mercy's resurrection power is non-canonical, but Sage's is canonical, which means she could probably resurrect the sperm in your balls. I don't know why you'd want that, but she can definitely do that. Round 8 goes to Sage. Round 9, Widowmaker vs Cypher. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Widowmaker would immediately fucking murder you. No ifs, ands, or buts, she would rip your dick off and stuff it in your mouth. Cypher wouldn't exactly be great at it, but I feel a lot more confident that he wouldn't make me eat my own dick, so round 9 is an immediate win for Cypher out of pure fear of Widowmaker. Round 10, Reyna vs Ramatra. They describe Reyna on the wiki as dominating, hot, but I mean just look at Ramatra. He could literally pound you into a fine dust, and then he'd probably insult the pile of ash you've turned into. Now counter argument, Reyna could literally suck you so hard she'd steal your soul, given that's one of her powers. And she'd probably also insult you while doing it because you aren't a Radiant. You know, both of these options kinda don't sound all that great, but I'm giving round 10 to Reyna. Round 11, Killjoy vs Sombra. The most obnoxious character from Valorant versus the most obnoxious character from Overwatch. Maybe I just have an intense hatred for tech girls or something. Anyway, Killjoy seems like she'd be incredibly vanilla, while Sombra would probably be freaky as fuck. Like, she would definitely tie you up and sound you. I really need to stop talking. But the real reason why round 11 has to go to Sombra is because canonically, Killjoy is a League of Legends player, and no one who plays League of Legends has ever had sex before. Round 11 goes to Sombra. Round 12, Torbjorn vs Breach. Now, Torbjorn is absolutely peak male performance, so it's going to be really hard for Breach to top it. However, Torbjorn's robot hand would probably rip your prostate out. Meanwhile, Breach could sensually explode your balls. Torbjorn does have a shit ton of kids though, so he definitely has to be pretty good at giving head. Breach seems like kind of an asshole to just about everyone around him. Can't imagine he would give very good head. Round 12 goes to Torbjorn. Round 13, Ashe vs Jett. I think I've said this in a previous video, but Ashe gives me strong lesbian vibes. Also, I'm pretty sure Bob would be in the room, which honestly is probably a plus. I think Bob would be a very sensual lover. However, Jett isn't really much better of an alternative, given that she's just kind of an asshole to most people, and I do get lesbian vibes from her as well. So for my final choice, I pick neither. Round 13 goes to Bob. Round 14, Junkrat vs Raze. Either of these people are going to blow my balls off. There is no fucking way I am making it out alive with either of these people. I guess the question is more so which one is less likely to savagely deglove me with remote explosives? Junkrat is just completely insane and definitely gets off on blowing people up. I do not trust him around my shaft. However, Raze actually seems to be kind of nice and makes terrible jokes. However, she's also dating Killjoy, who I fucking despise, so round 14 goes to Junkrat. Round 15, Skye vs Roadhog. I can't tell if Skye would be extremely vanilla or extremely freaky. Honestly, I could see her going either way. Maybe she'd grow plants in your urethra. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? But at the same time, I could see her being really basic. Now, Roadhog, on the other hand, absolutely leaks sexuality. I mean, just look at that beast of a man. Round 15 goes to Roadhog. Round 16, Astra vs Sigma. Both of these are cosmic gods, so they could probably also give cosmic head. Astra seems to have power over the universe, while Sigma has power over gravity. Now, Astra spawning a nebula cloud probably isn't gonna get me off. Meanwhile, Sigma's gravity powers could definitely fuck my shit up. However, Sigma is also, you know, completely batshit crazy. Listen, I love Sigma as much as the next guy, but I have a feeling that if you got head from him, he would try to bite your dick off, and I'm personally not into that. So round 16 goes to Astra. Round 17, Cassidy vs Chamber. Cassidy is a 30-something-year-old man who still dresses up like a cowboy and plays pretend. There is absolutely no way he is still not a virgin. He spends all day in his gamer basement gooning to pictures of Diva and playing Fortnite. His mom still does his laundry and cooks him all of his food, and he tells everyone about how NFTs are still a great investment and how they're totally gonna blow up again. On the flip side, Chamber is French. Round 17 is an easy victory for Cassidy. Round 18, Neon vs Wrecking Ball. Neon has super speed, so she could probably stroke your shit at Mach speed. As a counter, however, I can't even make jokes about Hammond without getting cancelled. Round 18 goes to Neon. Round 19, Doomfist vs Fade. Okay, now both of these options are terrifying. Fade will probably make you see your worst nightmare and is probably into cock and ball torture. Meanwhile, Doomfist will turn you into a fine powder with his arm. If you choose Doomfist, you are going to be physically destroyed, and if you choose Fade, you're going to be mentally destroyed. Neither of these sound very appealing, but I'm going to choose Fade for round 19. Round 20, Wifeleaver vs Harbor. Wifeleaver has like flowers and shit, I don't know. Meanwhile, Harbor can literally control water and the ocean, which means he could probably make you orgasm just by controlling your bloodstream. He's also super nice to everyone, and everyone loves him. What else does Wife Lever have? More plants? This is a clean sweep for Harbor. He takes round 20. Round 21. Gecko versus Lucio. Gecko is one freaky motherfucker, and I have no doubt in my mind he would be into the weirdest shit. But on the other hand, Lucio could probably break it down on your balls. Both of them seem to be quite nice people, so no matter what, you're probably gonna have a good time. It just depends if you would rather have Lucio shove his speaker up your ass as he blasts Deadmau5, or if you want Gecko to make his pet shark Thrash eat your foreskin. This could really go either way, but I personally have a bias towards Lucio, so he takes round 21. Round 22. Deadlock vs. Sojourn. Battle of the two most boring characters. Honestly, having sex with either of them would probably give you the same experience as fucking a mattress. I guess Sojourn has her big rocket thighs, but her personality is that of a concrete wall. And in the case of Deadlock, I mean, I really don't have anything to say about her. Jesus fuck, is she boring. Round 22 goes to neither of them because these are the two least interesting characters I've ever seen in a video game. And that's the video. If you disagree with anything I've said today, go fuck yourself. And a very special thank you to Evan Sultani, Daddy Helion, Dee Dee, and Isaac. Have a good night.